I must ask you a question. That's bad. That's real bad. That's bad.
San Diego Comic-Con. You know, I really like this show. There's just nothing like it. And while the reason that I come out here every year is to cover all of the new toy reveals happening, interview some of the toy companies that are out there, I do also like to reserve the last day of the show, Sunday, as my day to finally do a little bit of relaxing and some toy hunting. And this Sunday, I am joined by my good friend Pat from Pat the NES Punk, and we're gonna walk around together and we're gonna see if we can find any toys here at this show.
Do you remember I've never even seen this before, Galoob Battle Squads?
I vaguely remember that.
It's from 97.
Yeah.
So that would have been around the time they were doing all this other like micro, like the Star Wars stuff and
Yes.
everything. That's kind of cool.
I vaguely remember that from like Toys R Us, but like...
So look, San Diego Comic-Con is one of those places where you just don't really know what to expect. When we're talking about the dealer floor here, I have often found that the prices are much higher than you usually find them at a regular toy show around the country. But if you do enough digging, there are still some deals to be found. And on top of that, there's at the very least some very cool things to see.
What'd you find? Yay, Stina.
Well, it looks like Stina has already found something that she wants to buy, so I guess she wins already today. So Stina, of course, big Disney fan, also a collector of the Loungefly purses and bags, all the Disney-themed ones, and, well, there's a whole lot of those here. I guess Stina's got her first purchase of the show, so Pat and I need to do some catching up.
Empty spaces, it was crap. See all this right here? It's here because I was filling space because that was
Oh, man. Oh, dude.
That's even cool. I've seen it at the swap meet once.
Yeah, I don't have this. I have this. I actually,
Oh, really?
I don't have this one.
You know the movie one?
I love this movie line.
my
I've got
son-
most of the gold card stuff.
There was a vacuum in there too.
Oh,
Wow.
I love that Batcave.
Here we go. Now, this dealer has a whole bunch of 90s or late 80s superhero stuff. Specifically, he's got some DC Superpowers, some of the Toy Biz 89 Batman stuff, and even some Toy Biz Marvel figures around here. I love this stuff, and even though I have a lot of these carded figures already in my collection, I gotta admit, every time I see them, I'm always tempted by them for some reason. Like, I'm always looking for a reason to buy another one of these.
Yes.
It was all 80s.
I want
That's where all the
this.
stacks came from. There was prices.
Look at that, $16.99 at Toys R Us.
They probably couldn't move them after a while.
And I got
Oh, it's so good. So good. I have this one open. I don't have this one.
The story he said was pretty cool. Essentially, he got all of this stuff from one collector who essentially hoarded all this stuff back in the 90s. He had stacks and stacks and stacks of the same toys and the same comic books. And this guy bought the whole collection, brought them here to Comic-Con, and I guess he had stacks of this stuff at the beginning of the show, and what we're seeing now is just what he has left. Dang. Kind of wish I got over here a little earlier in the show.
These comics.
right.
They did the gold one, they did the platinum one, they did the silver one.
$15.
Yeah, I might have that somewhere.
Where you live?
I remember this one too. Look, he's got a stack of them. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
this is right before the comic crash was coming in the early 90s. All the chromium
All the
variants.
chrome stuff.
The first step of my
Yep.
retirement is selling my show.
Yeah, I mentioned comic books too. He's got stacks of the same issues of these popular comics from the 90s, which is pretty fun to look at. Hey, by the way, did you know San Diego Comic-Con has comic books? Yeah, weird, right? So I do always like to stop and look at all the comics that are here too. It's always really interesting to see some of those high dollar famous comic books, all the graded stuff that's on display. Just seeing some of those really famous books in person is always a little bit exciting, just neat to see. But also there's tons of long boxes to dig through, tables with just stacks of old comics laying on them, and it's always fun to sift through those just to see if anything stands out to me. This is another place that I like to stop every single year at Comic-Con. It's the non-sports trading card booth. And we all know that trading cards kind of blew up in the last couple of years, but this booth has always been here, and it's always fun to look at this stuff because, like a lot of kids that grew up in the late 80s through the 90s, I've collected a lot of superhero cards.
About Catfight Girls.
What? What?
Oh, Youngblood. Yeah.
2003 Series 2. There was more than one series of Catfight Girls. By popular demand. I never knew there were Tron cards before. That's pretty cool, actually.
Oh, that is cool.
I didn't know that.
Dude, look at these Silver Surfer ones. Every card's a prism.
Yeah. That's why you can charge you $2 for a pack back then instead of $1. I have some of these fantastic. Yeah, early 90s, that's when these blew up with the Marvel cards.
I had so
the
many
Universe
of the
cards,
90s
all
ones.
these, yeah.
I loved them. I still have my binder from when I was a kid. That's got all my
Nice.
Marvel cards in it, yeah.
I have a whole box of these, the game pack Nintendo cards.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
I have a ton of those. I love those.
I have a
too.
couple of tattoos.
Because they had the Donkey Kong ones too, right? They were separate, and then
You just said they were both scratch offs.
Yep,
It's the same
yep.
thing.
Okay, back to toys. I soon stumbled upon this Captain Power Transfield base station, and this is something that I am totally not familiar with. I was surprised to see that this was made by Arco, considering Captain Power is a Mattel toy line. I do have some of the Mattel toys. I've never seen this one before, and it turns out Arco actually produced a lot of roleplay toys and some of these bases like this for the line. Pretty cool to see. Oh wow, look! More boxed superpowers and some boxed Marvel Secret Wars stuff.
How much is the Turbo Cycle?
This one's going for 50.
50? Can I look at that?
That's not so bad.
That's great. So is it? It's open on the
It
side.
is open, but
It's all complete and everything. Oh yeah, and it's got the shield and the stickers and everything in there. Ah, that is so cool.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
yeah, I wish I would have bought that.
Think about it, Dan.
Okay, Enabler Pat, I'm on to you. But you know, he's not wrong. $50 is a pretty good price for this.
Secret Wars. What's Dr. Doom's mission? Secret Shield? Ah, Zap Captain America with my Doom Roller.
Dr. Doom, Doom Roller, Turbo Cycle, and Captain America each sold separately. Batteries not included.
Let's roll. Doom Roller? That Ferris wheel can't stop the Turbo Cycle. Change course. Doom Roller. Now, Turbo Cycle, you're doomed.
Doom Roller and Turbo Cycle vehicles from the Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars collection, each sold separately. Action figures also sold separately. New from Mattel.
Awesome armored vehicle carries Marvel superheroes in the battle. Battle sound, moving guns, secret compartment.
Sounds exciting.
It is so exciting.
It's still in the box, and as the dealer explains, one of the side flaps is opened, but everything on the inside is still sealed and never been removed.
Then there's the Calibac Boulder Bomber again.
Another
too.
one.
We were just looking at those.
How much is the Boulder Bomber?
Yes. The Boulder Bomber, the Calibac Boulder Bomber is 150. The big guy is 300.
300.
Those guys are going to be $50.
Oh, it's 200 for the other sealed one.
Did you have the other one of these too? Like there was a villain one too. Is this the only one you have?
We got the one that we had.
All right.
That one.
I'm gonna take this. I want this.
Okay, it looks like I made my first purchase of the day. I'm pretty excited about it.
You never see that.
Ah, now we are finding the good stuff. This booth is crammed full of vintage goodness, and it's mostly all still carded.
There's a original Shredder on the right.
Oh, yep. That's
It wants,
cool.
like,
It's
over
definitely a
7.
soft head, too. 800. Whoa.
I don't know the price of these, of what's good and what's
Sear
not.
Dragster.
Original April, right? The yellow.
Yep.
ready for a
That's
$50 next.
These originals?
Right. Yep, those look like it.
I might ask what a raft goes for. Oh, it's on there. 200 for a raft. Is that pretty? What's a good price on these? I don't even know. Oh, is that an original? Because that's the soft one.
That
'Cause
looks
it's
like
lighter?
the soft head, and that's the hard head.
This is 200. This is 230.
Yeah. You know, for a carded, that's probably
Not bad.
That's probably about what it is. That looks like a soft head Leo there.
And that's
Oh
got
yeah,
discolor?
see, yeah, that's like totally.
That rubber gets discolored.
That's just a weird chemical reaction that happens to old toys sometimes.
Wow.
It's a shame, but yeah, that's a soft
Original.
head. Soft head, hard head. You can tell just by the shininess of it, like which one's the soft, which one's hard. It's crazy.
And look at your early 90s.
Yeah, look at Lex.
Got your Hasbros there, right?
Love the Hasbros. Tatanka.
Warlord. I'm guessing it's probably a little hard to find because who would buy Warlord?
Texas Tornado.
Oh, it's French, maybe French Canadian.
Skinner.
Are you guys ready for more?
Marty Jannetty. Honky Tonk. Oh, this one's signed. Steiner. Scott Steiner.
Wow.
The Head Shrinkers. Mountie.
Got the short hair Andre LJN.
Look at all these vintage humans.
You don't see the short head Andre as often as the long haired Andre LJN one.
Yeah.
Ah, good lord, just looking at all of these boxed and carded TMNT figures. Oh, those carded Hasbro WWF figures. There's even a few vintage Motu in here. Oh my gosh, this booth, it's amazing. Now, this stuff is really expensive, but good grief, I am drooling over the vintage goodness in this booth. Shogun, Godzilla, there's even a carded LJN Vince McMahon, pal. Some pretty awesome stuff here.
You should walk into
Spider-Man utility belt.
I used to walk into the little corner pharmacy store, and they have like the Rambo set, with like a plastic knife and compass, and there's I guess stuff like that a little earlier for Spider-Man.
I love it. Spiderweb, communicator.
Look at the handcuffs. It has a rope. Look at the rope. They didn't want to do
Spider-Man
change.
just carried those around with him all the time.
Absolutely.
I remember that.
And we're not done with awesome vintage stuff, because this is another booth that is here every year, and it is always like crammed full of vintage goodness. So we're definitely going to slip in here and see what treasures are laying about.
Those weird bootlegs. Fighting action turtles.
Fighting action turtles.
Yeah.
Real monsters.
Love it. Oh, look at all the new adventures of He-Man figures. 90s He-Man.
Yeah, not really a thing people care about, right? That much. I think they're cool, but it's funny. When I looked at those at first, it was the same exact sort of like card back and almost stylized like stuff. It's stuff like the what was that? The Power Rangers one they used to do.
Yeah.
VR Troopers. That reminds me like the card back and sort of
it's
quality.
totally the similar,
You know what I mean?
similar, yeah. There's is it Incinerator. I love that guy. That's a great.
Oh, we got some late 80s stuff. Late 80s is Charbroil back there. Captain Gridiron's back. Captain Gridiron.
Oh, Eco Warriors. That's what
I might have that actually at home. I actually think I might own that. Look at it. Deep Six was an OG GI Joe. They gave me Dolphin. There's a Cobra one. Yeah, that's at the end. That's when people were not caring anymore. Early '90s was like, yeah.
This is where Pixel Dan carries.
You like that's actually you like the garbage GI Joe.
The garbage GI Joe.
This is an OG toy. This would be like 82 or 83, the latest. Wow, I might ask about this. That's all it is. Just simple military. Then still everything green.
No
just,
ninjas?
No ninjas yet.
What the heck?
Ninjas. You only had the one ninja for a long time.
This booth is crowded, and I mean with toys and with people. The toys were everywhere. They were like exploding off the pegs, laying all over the place, but also there were so many people in here. It was like shoulder to shoulder and we're shimmying around. It was very hard to look at everything. But wow, some incredible stuff here. For example, up in some of the display cases at the front was this incredible vintage Stretch X-Ray toy.
Quick, let's hide. The see-through invaders coming from space.
It's Kenner's new Stretch X-Ray.
He's stretching! Now he's bringing it back into shape. You can see inside him. There's his internal support systems. Far out. I got him now. Let's wrap him up. He's breaking loose. Give up, Stretch X-Ray. We see through your evil schemes.
Stretch X-Ray, new from Kenner.
I love classic Stretch Armstrong toys. I just think it's such a fun gimmick, and I've always been enamored by them. But, you know, those toys don't hold up well over the years, so I would be afraid to even touch this Stretch X-Ray. He is certainly one of my favorite characters from the Stretch family. Really cool seeing this on display. And what's this? It looks like a packaging mock-up for the vintage Screech figure. It's like the artwork from the box, but, you know, not actually folded or used on a box. It's really amazing to see the artwork like this.
But nope. Star Brigade. That's it. Look at those pink cards.
You're teasing your audience with ones no one cares about. Oh, Action.
$30 though?
Action Force.
There you go.
That's pretty cool.
What else is up here?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, look at the Battle
Cobra Eel.
I like him.
Firing Weapon. Battle Core, Night Creeper leader.
Night Creeper.
And that's the 25th anniversary ones that came out 15 years ago already.
Snowstorm?
Wow. I don't know if I've ever seen that in person before in the box.
Oh man, gosh, another booth that has some serious vintage heavy hitters, and they know what they got, because most of these figures are behind a cage. And I don't blame them. I mean, we're at Comic-Con, it's a very, very busy show, so this is the kind of stuff that, like, only, like, the real hardcore money-spending folks are even gonna want to buy, but it's, oh gosh, it's so cool looking at all of it. There's so much of the really expensive TMNT stuff here. Those trench coat turtles, Scratch is in there next to Winged Warrior Leonardo, which is one of the figures I really want. There's a white jersey Slam Duncan Donatello sitting next to a vintage carded Sunman figure. And there's even some international Masters of the Universe figures. I want it. I want all of it. All of it. I need these. Okay, need is a strong word, but oh gosh, I want all these. Seriously, so much of the stuff in this booth is just so incredibly cool. I mean, look at this. Dual face Monster Viking Skeletor. I can't believe they got away with using the name Skeletor on this packaging, but man, that's a rad looking figure. So there's been a lot of really cool vintage stuff already here at Comic-Con. A lot of it is expensive. A lot of it is a little beyond what I really want to spend after already being here for a whole week as well. It's an expensive trip coming out to San Diego Comic-Con. But I love seeing all of this, but nothing is really reaching out to me yet aside from that Secret Wars vehicle that I already bought. Lots of great loose figures in here too. I'm seeing some cool Captain Power stuff, and hey, Crystar, he was kind of like a star here at Comic-Con this year thanks to the new Hasbro reveal. The vintage Tron figures are awesome and something I've always wanted to pick up, and I always love seeing these old TMNT candy containers. Those bring back some serious memories. Oh, wait, is that a Stone Protectors Sports Heroes Chester? That's the weird kind of thing that Pixel Dan loves, and you know, that is from the harder to find second series of Stone Protectors. For $10, I think I'm gonna grab that.
Random spider that put a battery in and would walk around in the little.
And it's
pinchers.
striking nostalgia for you.
I know.
That means you gotta buy it.
Oh, this is what I put Andre through.
This is it, right? Yeah. You had it when you were a kid.
Yeah.
It's bringing back memories, and it's $10.
Yeah.
Come on, Pat.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get
That's
you.
how they get you.
Aha! Now Pat has found something sparking nostalgia. It's time for me to be the enabler.
Nostalgia's a poison.
Nostalgia's a poison. It's cheap nostalgia. Look, everybody's over here egging you on. I love it. Do we know exactly what it is? Or
No,
is it
that's the
just-
thing.
Well, it has a name on the bottom. I remember that company. They made a bunch of die-cast toys. It was kind of time of Popey and and grip stuff.
Shinsei? Is that what that says?
Yeah.
Shinsei.
Interesting.
A whole bunch of. They came out with a ton of stuff like construction stuff, like weird space age
Yeah.
toys.
All right, we'll circle back before we
Really?
close.
Just circle back. All right.
Haha, awesome. Got him.
robotics.
Robotics insectoid?
Okay, so they did a line of stuff.
Robotics. Okay.
Oh, here's another one.
I like how the mantis.
So you had
Look at that one. That's interesting.
So you had this, huh?
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Here.
Whoa! There you go.
I gotta pay for it now. I'm on camera.
That's right.
Ah, okay, I'll buy something else. All right.
No.
All right, thank you so much.
That's amazing,
Thank you so
man.
much.
So with that, San Diego Comic-Con 2023 is coming to a close. Like I said in the beginning, I really love this show. It is unlike anything else that I do all year long. I always look forward to it. It's a place that I really feel like I'm in my element. I love covering all of the new toy reveals, and it's a great time just kind of catching up with old friends that I've met while doing this over the last several years. But you know, that Sunday is always a very special day of the show for me as well. Getting to kind of relax, do some toy hunting, spend time with Stina and some friends, it's something that I always look forward to. And with that, here is my haul from toy hunting at San Diego Comic-Con. The guys at the same booth Pat got that robotics figure from ended up gifting me this awesome WWE Macho and Hulkster 2-pack, which was super nice of them. I love it. I got that Series 2 Stone Protector Sports Heroes Chester. There's no accessories, and unfortunately, after getting him home, it seems his sparking feature is busted. But he still displays nice, and like I said, I don't run into the second series as often. I love this weirdo line, happy to add him to the collection. I found this Universal Monsters Donatello as Dracula while digging through some of those random loose figure bins. He's got no accessories, but I didn't have this one and the price was right for him. And finally, my score of the trip is this Marvel Secret Wars Turbo Cycle. The side flap is opened, as the dealer showed me, but everything else is sealed and intact. The accessories are still in their baggies, the sticker sheet and the instructions are in here, the cycle itself has never been removed, and even the receipt from the original purchase is in here. Crazy. I am so glad that I grabbed this. Guys, I want to give you all a very extra special thank you from the bottom of my heart. July is always one of the biggest months here on my channel because of San Diego Comic-Con. This was my, I believe, 13th year of covering San Diego Comic-Con, which is kind of mind-blowing, but I still love doing it, and you guys still showed up for the coverage, and it really means a lot to me, so thank you all so very much. Also, special shout out to all of my supporters over on Patreon. You guys are amazing. Thank you for the extra support. It really, truly does mean a lot to me. If you guys are here, if you found me because of San Diego Comic-Con, welcome. If you're not subscribed yet, do it. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel out. Thank you guys so very much for watching, and until next time.